Ну что, я пока на данный момент хочу проверить, что у нас там по стриму и как всякие разные настроечки звучат. У меня пока очень громко что-то. Управление мне не интересно. Громкость. Давайте громкость. Это очень глухо поет. Ладно, вроде как нормально. Можно на польский перевести. Шрифт для дислексиков. Это там, где буквы типа разного размера или как? Давайте попробуем. Это шрифт для дислексиков. Подождите, дайте я посмотрю, в чем. Ага, буквы типа... Короче, давайте попробуем со шрифтом для дислексиков прочитать. Я не дислексик, просто интересно. Видимо, это действительно как-то... Она именно облегчает чтение. Ну, вы поняли, зачем мне нужен шрифт для дислексиков. Облегчает чтение. Облегчает чтение для людей, страдающих дислексией. Я так понимаю, насколько помню, я читала, что они типа как будто бы разного, они типа не очень однородные, эти буквы, и поэтому дислексикам проще читать. Написано, есть возможность, кстати, интеграции с Twitch. Но на Twitch мы не пойдем, потому что меня там забанят. Так, режим трансляции. Авторские музыкальные композиции, которые можно слушать во время трансляции. О, вот это круто очень на самом деле. Не нарушая правила, я знаю, что хардкорный режим я не буду. Режим детектива. Хочу. Режим детектива. Раскладка клавиатуры, но нам это не интересно. Сами понимаете, я играю на джойстике. Так, что еще? Качество расширения. В принципе, я надеюсь, у меня компьютер мой не взорвется. Выглядит это пока мне очень нравится. Хочу посмотреть, послушать, что у нас там по звуку, что у нас там по микрофону. Естественно, передать все необходимые данные. Хочу передать все необходимые данные в мою замечательную группу в Телеграме. К слову, там планируется некоторый редизайн. Вот. Вообще, если вы меня хотите видеть красивого в еще более шикарном каком-то качестве, то скидывайте деньги куда-нибудь. Я, кстати, не знаю, как подключить монетизацию. Просто куда-нибудь скидывайте деньги. И чтобы купить себе какие-нибудь модные наушники, эппловские, вот что-нибудь. Ну, короче, вы поняли. Так. Попробуем пошататься, походить по диско Elysium. Начнем эту прекрасную новеллу. Попробую немножечко побыть вашей озвучкой. Сейчас проверю, что по звуку. Надо открыть трансляцию. Так, вроде по звуку. Хочу. Режим детектива. Раскладка клавиатуры, но нам это не интересно. Сами понимаете, я играю на джойстике. Это слово джойстик действительно звучит, как будто бы мне много лет. Но мне и правда много лет. Что-то как-то мне не нравится, как выглядит вебка, но да хрен с ней на самом деле. Можем запускаться. Давайте какой-нибудь свет включу, нежный. Можно включить, конечно, вот такой какой-нибудь. Я буду сгорать. Но он не такой классный, хотя он очень милый на самом деле цвет. Да, я вижу, что он довольно милый. Давайте какой-нибудь найдем. Вот этот вот фиолетовый, ничего. Пусть останется пока. Мне интересно, как это будет выглядеть дальше. Так, вы подписывайтесь там, пожалуйста, на мои телеграм-каналы, опять же. Не знаю, на какие-нибудь просто подписывайтесь телеграм-канал. Мне не принципиально, сами понимаете. Я сейчас включаю последние настроечки. И можно будет кайфовать сейчас в диско-сосиска. Так, интересно, почему у меня... Я не могу ссылку на стрим нормально открыть. Угу, все, открыла. Наверное, погнали, получается. Да, погнали. Диско-сосиску. Так, мыслитель. Невероятно умен, в общении с людьми, знает много интересных фактов, мыслит нестандартно. Медиум. Имеет развитые психологические способности, обаятельный, но не уравновешенный. Может начать терять рассудок. Угу. То есть интеллект 5, психика. Плохо в общении с людьми, физиология у него. Надо за крейзи поиграть. Спортсмен. Но у него интеллект такой же, как у медиума. Исполнительный, но тупой. Отлично развит физически, взаимодействует, используя свое тело. Исполнительный, но тупой. Создать своего персонажа. Знаете, мне, наверное, сложно будет какого-то своего персонажа создать, поэтому я, наверное, что-нибудь... Ну, как будто бы за мыслителя сложно играть. Потому что, блин, я тоже знаю много интересных фактов, могу мыслить нестандартно, но в жизни мне это не сильно помогает. Лучше я выберу кого-то, кто обаятельным может быть. Так, а мод это мотивация, окей. Тут у нас мотивация побольше, а тут мотивации, ну, не особо. Так что придется с какими-то демонами сражаться, непонятными, внутренними. Что же выбрать? Может начать терять рассудок, то есть нам для рассудок понадобится. Но по интеллекту он такой себе. То есть мы какие-то, если расследования будем вести, на его помощь мне не придется рассчитывать, придется думать самой. Блять, я в игру зашла, чтобы игра за меня играла, а не я, чтобы вот эти кнопочки нажимала. А что имеется в виду под психологическими способностями? То есть, ну, типа, он кого-то может раскрутить на какие-то показания? Ладно, пусть будет плохо в психологии. Я хотя бы с этим разберусь. Будем дополнять друг друга. Демоны ярости живут в зеркалах. Они здесь как дома. Даже в самой прозрачной воде можно утонуть. Дальше не дочитала. Ну, то есть в этой игре мне пиздец. Я на уровне дислексика.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
Просто не существует дальше.
Never, ever, ever, baby. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
Нет бывших жен.
You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. All right. Nothing town to fuck all borough.
Поезд в село ебись оно конем. Это тебятина. Так.
Do you want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir? The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man-meat around you. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache.
Изо рта твоего разит алкоголем. За вонью происходит чудовищная головная боль. Так. Давайте.
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound. A clarion call.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice can name a motive.
Ну что ж. Been there, done that. Так, как мы здесь ходим? Ну, посмотрим. Так, пиздец, я что-то нажала, оно тут все это пооткрывалось. Ничего не понимаю. Так, управляйте интеллектуальной стихией. Разложите мел по полочкам. Интеллект основа плюс 5, то есть всего 5. Окей, энциклопедия. То есть, я так понимаю, это улучшать можно. Психика. Сила воли. Держите себя в руках. Сохраняйте боевой дух. Так, а мне нечего, походу, судя по всему, как-то даже сейчас улучшать. Я хочу эмпатию здесь улучшить, на самом деле, сразу. Так, сила воли. Сила воли заставляет вас вести себя прилично по отношению к себе и другим. Вы сможете сопротивляться искушениям, где бы они ни поджидали. На дне бутылки между чьих-то ног. Внезапно. Интересная нас жизнь ждет. Или псулящие забвение дули пистолет. Сила воли дает вам мотивацию закончить расследование, поднимая ваш боевой дух. Один из 2 жизненных показателей в игре. В принципе, типа, я понимаю, что, ну, типа, физиология важна, но я, типа, не полицейский в плане бегать там за шпаной какой-то, вот, а я скорее, типа, должна мозгом своим как-то какие-то штуки, типа, решать. Так, что у нас по бутылке? Штаны. Пока не понимаю, как управлять. Так, взять все. Мы надели штаны. Давай рубашечку наденем. Подожди. Я что-то убрала. Нет, нет, нет. Мне эмпатия нужна. Повышение уровня. Так, окей, я поняла, на какую кнопку мне что тут пока делать.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says, the Whirling in Rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
Так, ключ, всего один ключ с цифрой 1 должен подойти. На алюминиевом брелке написано «Танцы в траве». На кольце всего один ключ, но это должен подойти. Окей. Тоники подобрали. На курточку надо надеть. Я вот тут курточку можно, пожалуйста? Пить мы больше не будем, нам хватит. Я пока не понимаю реально, а что тут это как-то на кнопочке, на кнопкой что тут надо нажимать? Не совсем понимаю. Окей. Окей. Сейчас. Я пока реально не понимаю в плане управления. Мне помощь пригодилась. Как взаимодействовать с предметами? Кто мне в чате подскажет? Не совсем реально понимаю, как с предметами взаимодействовать. Я очень туплю. Так, давайте нажмем настройки какие-то. О, взаимодействовать. Окей. Восстановить боевой дух, восстановить здоровье, диалог меню, прокрутка. Предмет в левой руке, предмет в правой руке. Это нажать. Окей, окей. Окей, окей, окей. Что-то у меня в правой руке. Нажимаем буковку А. Или что, нам выйти надо? Давайте выйдем. Как мне с этим... Я чувствую, психану из этой игры выйду довольно намного раньше, чем я могла бы предположить. Хорошо, как посмотреть в рюкзак? Применение в определенных обстоятельствах. Приблизить, отдалить. Как мне взаимодействовать с этим? Окей, а где ключики? Блин, ребята, мы не пизда, ну серьезно. Ничего не понимаю. Все очень интересно, но ничего не понятно. Как бы кнопать на все эти. Тоже кто-то выиграл. Вот так. А что у меня в этом? Красного командира совершенно пустая. Мне надо вот с этим вот повзаимодействовать. Где в чемодан зайти? Так, с паузой понятно пока. Я пока как в чемодан заглянуть понятия не имею. Окей, там что-то в бане еще было, с чем надо повзаимодействовать.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off. Was this not the same Elo that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile, uncaring, probably not, no.
Так, зеркало кривой, нетреснутой раковины висит зеркало. В порыве яростной кулинности кто-то оторвал один из вентилей. Патриархат. Концептуализация. Сложно успех. Но тот ли это Эллен, что смеется на своем пути, возводит империи, стирает города в пыль. Шрифт для дислексиков, как вы видите, не помогает. А средний успех? Да нет, вряд ли.
Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You can suddenly you realize you have no memory of as you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror. Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it. Where to even begin?
Да уж.
There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin. Behold. You have no idea who this thing is, do you? Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Or wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face?
Трупное окоченение.
Why?
Погоди, что с лицом? Какую гримасу ты портишь? Зачем?
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
Я что-то не могу сменить реплику. И выбрать ничего не могу. И двигать ничего не могу. Так, давайте попробуем. Что-то джойстик меня немножечко подводит. Надеюсь, это ненадолго. Что-то 0 реакций. Вообще на все мои действия. Нет, вот все вроде.
Oh my God. You can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey? There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now.
Так, электрохимия невозможно 18. Низкие шансы. Равно это белая проверка. Ее можно будет выбрать снова. Что за проверки? Так. Может, когда это было лет 10 назад. Теперь это трупный спазм. Окей, мы типа, я так понимаю, на данный момент, если это Ригор Моррис, то есть это трупное окоченение. То есть мы сейчас труп. Я так понимаю, мы даже не детектив, мы просто какой-то труп. Окей. Допустим. Так, электрохимия невозможно. 18 попытаться остановить процесс формирования гримас. Пока оставить зеркало в покое. Ну, белая проверка.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this Forever Show, your city. That meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
Так, и сверкающего круговерти диско-музыки из Open Air в неком Bois de Noir в западном Ревашоле выныривает за экран блондинистая грива Гийома. Он поет какую-то чушь, а потом корчит гримасу. Так.
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
Осталась только перекошенная гримаса. Так, все ее обожают.
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Some 20-odd years. There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now.
Он точно играет,
The
получается, за
expression
показа
is a
какого-то.
relic.
Потому что, получается, 20 с чем-то лет назад была новая эра. Между сегодняшним моментом и тем, когда гримаса, ну то есть вот эта вот морда, можно так сказать, тебе шла бескрайний океан времени. Человечество с тех пор расшиблось о рифы. Пришел другой мир, гримаса ископаемый. То есть выражать эмоции, либо алкоголизм ушел в прошлое. Я ставлю то, что алкоголизм вряд ли ушел в прошлое, потому что, ну, он упился до беспамятства. Поэтому... Так.
You have some understanding of the near history of disco. The rest is darkness. Aside from the useless fact that the motor carriage outside was a caprice de Nema.
Так, все остальное мрак за вычетом бесполезного знания о том, что моторакета за окном была марки Купри Кинема. Окно было разбито в номере и... Так.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head.
Гийома ле Миллиона. Мне, походу, придется какую-то музыку параллельно слушать, чтобы понять. Ну, блин, я хочу музыку слушать, но я на стриме и не могу послушать музыку, потому что YouTube, ну, как бы это... Нахер меня пошло, к слову, надо вебку переставить, потому что я смотрю, что важный кусочек стрима закрыт. Угу. Наверное, так будет лучше. Так, пока ладно, пока хватит, пока
It
не
doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will
всегда
return.
можно еще раз попускать слюни на Гийома и еще улыбку, звонкую топку, как пробка от шампанского. Может, и звездная пыль вернется. Пока ставим зеркало в покое. Давай посмотрим, что происходит. Может, получится с чем-нибудь повзаимодействовать. Ну вот, походу, да, музыку какую-то надо послушать. Давайте.
This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can
Чудовищная
practically
ошибка.
feel the photons burning a hole in your brain. The lights are off. The blades come squeaking to a halt. You swoop up and catch the tie.
Ловким движением
Snap.
ты ухватываешь
It's released. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different
Как мне
patterns.
заглянуть в этот
The knot
рюкзак?
reminds you of a noose.
Пока не понимаю реально, как заглянуть в рюкзак. Надо выключить мышку.
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Ну, я так
The
полагаю,
shards
это...
face
Да,
outward.
осколки летели наружу,
Whatever
прежде чем
broke this
разбились
window
внутри.
came from the
Он пишет,
inside.
что своими
A
руками
fine
разбил.
web of scarring covers the back of your right hand,
Не-не-не,
but
он
none of it is recent.
тонкая шрам, но они старые.
More likely a projectile than a held object. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and large. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. It would have also been heavy enough if thrown with force.
Так, найденные тобой зеленых ботинок.
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you own. A cool wind gushes in. Your toe.
Блин, я реально не понимаю, как. Фу-фу-фу. Так. Я реально не понимаю, что мне единственное, что...
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. Couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
Сомнений нет, но похож ли ты на того? Так, я себе не имею, честно, пока что вы в основном посвящали себя пьянству. В пьянстве сомнений нет. Похож ли ты на того, кто будет пить? Наверняка она что-нибудь слышала. Так. Почему я не помню, как работал кофе, алкоголизм, это понятно. Кому-то хватило бы. Так, не, меня надо отстранить от правопорядка, это нет, не надо. М. Что
She
такое?
nods.
Мгм. Но мне не отшибла способность подмечать, когда кто-то не договаривает. Зачем ты сюда приехал? Я расследую какое-то дело.
There's a mercenary out back. He's been
Из
hanged.
гостиницы висит
The
наемник.
body
В
has been
петле
there for a
висит.
week
Уже
now.
неделю.
The
Наверное,
locals
кому-то
probably got
здесь
tired of it and
наконец-то
called the
надоел.
cops.
Вот и вызвали полицию.
I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer.
Так, все равно 3%.
Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes. It's 51. Yeah. The dock workers are pretty cocky.
Докеров
They think they're
Куркоева, они
police
сами
enough.
себе полиция. По крайней
At
мере,
least
здесь на
here on the
побережье.
coast. I can't say
За
about the
весь
rest
город
of the
не
city.
скажу. Хорошо, и чем местным
The
полициям
dock
не
workers
хватило?
are pretty cocky.
А, окей.
They think they're police enough.
Во
At
что
least
ради
here
этого
on the
моего? Во
coast.
что
I
они
can't.
совершенно
There was the
ошибаются?
usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Громко играла диско.
I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here.
Так. Не знаю, слышите разговор оттуда. Накивать на номер 3. Окей.
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO.
OO were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on. It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of
Около 2
pace.
часов ночи. Атмосфера
A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it. That it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now, it was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
Я, конечно, извиняюсь,
Then you started
но
screaming
алкоголизм
and
он
trashed the
такой.
place. No, it didn't sound like there was a fight. It sounded like someone was trashing their room.
Ну, проститутке стоит доверять. Ну или, блядь, только что сладшейминг произошел.
A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture,
Откуда она
too.
знает это?
A
Что
real
магнитофон,
destructathon.
мясо и все
There was
остальное.
screaming. Then I think you passed out. There was. I
Так,
think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable.
блин, просто выгоревшая женщина такая, типа, ты орал как раненый вепрь, слушал диско, а потом включил какую-то грустную мелодичную музыку и кричал, разнес весь номер, а в конце, типа, начал кричать: «Я не хочу быть такой тварью», и, типа, блин, она просто это слушала. Ну, потому что, мне кажется, наверное, в таких, типа, отелях и так далее довольно, ну, немного, но попадается периодически контингент, который что-то такое отчебучивает.
I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it. You're in a hostel, sir. We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation.
Forever and ever.
And ever and ever, out of the corner of your eye, you see the hair on the back of your hand standing on end. It feels as though low-grade lightning is coursing through you.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Ну, надо понять, я немножко не понимаю с управлением на самом деле. Ага, вот, теперь я поняла. Спасибо. Так, вот он, левый ботинок, окей. Так, и как мне, что мне с этим левым ботинком делать? Ага. А что это? Ладно, я поняла. Стильно. Так. Найти второй ботинок. Все, я поняла. Так, логика. Голова в облаках. Время исследования 4 часа 30 минут. Что случилось с Гийомом Леминьоном, который со своей гривой янтарных волос, сверкающими зубами, скружил голову потрепанными остатком нации. Пока ты страдал и мучился, может быть, он рассыпался облачком кокаиновой пыли. Или просто встал 20 лет назад в углу, залитый светом Муэте де Нуа, и растворился в изящном интерьере нового стиля. Да, стоит поразмыслить. Постой, может быть, он стал полицейским в западном Ревашоле? Так. Так, окей, пойдем искать второй ботинок. Так, что у нас на столе? Так, а что на столе? Так. Вот он, второй ботиночек. Ботиночка на месте.
There they both are, two identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminate like two baby crocodiles.
Like two baby crocodiles. Я тоже хочу ботиночки like baby crocodiles. А почему baby crocodiles? Перевели как близнецы крокодильчики. Ну, все равно перевод милый. Что-то не похоже они на обувь рядового копа.
It's pretty clear a normal cop is not what you are. Good, they're balanced, comfy.
Выпущено на выходные издание сатирическое Тром Верламонт. Давай глянем его. Так, с соседки мы стучаться пока не будем. А что если мы... А, есть катушка. Пойдем послушаем, что там. А как ими воспользоваться, не совсем понимаю.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
У меня же есть ключ, подожди. Так, на этой катушке интерьер. Кружка задела струн. На наклейке написано 43-й год. Так, о чем мне с ней как не повзаимодействовать-то с этой катушечкой, а? Инвентарь. Ничего не понятно, но очень интересно.
The window stands broken in its frame. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hate.
Ладно, пойдем наружу.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed... Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola,
Судя по всему, я
the
это
part
ее
of the
сорвала.
world. The small steel tag says as much. The great skua. Stegoarius skua.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you. Concentrate. A competent work of text. Looks like the bird. This is the great. The small steel tag.
Look, your buddy is over there.
Чё он не хочет со мной разговаривать?
Why don't you go and talk to him?
He pretends not to hear you.
No,
He's very animated all of a sudden.
Ага, он
This
управляет.
seems like a touchy subject.
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in. She just, you know.
His eyes dart from left to right.
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Ладно. Так, колонка подключена к радиоприемнику, музыка, то и дело прерывается помехами. Так, что это у нас? Все будем проверять. Все интересно пока. Пока все непонятно и все интересно. Это будет караоке. Окей. Что, будем петь караоке?
You should totally sing karaoke here. The first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast oceanic soul.
Точный кубометраж моей души не ясен за
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be through a PA system by other people. You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious. No, don't sing the happy song. It's stupid. Sing the sad song. It's profound. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is...
Окей, подчеркнули это. Будто профсоюза, подкат на востоке, красная внутрь. Окей, значит, не управление. Так, значит, 4 вечера будет неплохо присоединиться туда. Окей, я поняла.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Ну, чё,
A bespectacled
взаимодействие.
man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greet. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the fort.
You realize he is waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had...
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? At the 57th, we like to prepare an initial list of persons of interest, and then just skim the surface. Prepare the field, get to know the players. You don't do that? Maybe it's not an inter-district practice. Right. And the interviews? Okay. We'll have time for that after we take a look at the coroner's case.
Ну, какие, блин, опросы я придумала? Можно было бы, конечно, это...
Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Нет,
So, the body is still in the tree,
да.
where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the citizens' militia on your sleeve and on your back. I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those...
Inspectorate General means internal
Это
affairs.
хорошо.
What he's saying is,
Yes, but I'm not them. I'm from criminal investigation. Yes, they're not
Наблюдательненько.
just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Ravachol West.
Окей, хорошо. Водяными знаками.
I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job. You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing. I would advise you to locate it as quickly as possible. but getting the body down should still take precedence. Talk to the manager. Then we go out back and take the body down. After you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
Так, Мицураги из 57-го расследования затрагивает сразу два района. Что 41-м участка в нем тоже участвует. 57-й и 41-й. Окей. Тело найдено пока непонятно в каком отделе. Типа то ли в 41-м, то ли в 57-м. Окей, сообразив, что по-прежнему не знает твоего имени, он посмотрел на тебя. Но с учетом того, что я в отеле... Блин, это... Он знает барменшу. Соседка сказала, что его прислали. То бишь, это скорее всего 57-й участок. Да.
Fantastic.
Right. Now, I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene. It also took you a while to call us and report the dead body. It was you who placed the call, yes?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Ее бы опросить неплохо было бы.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many cafeterias I manage.
Но если преступление затрагивает два участка, то тут у меня лично возникает вопрос, что с этим управляющим?
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Хорошо.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here, and I'm not...
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
I have everything. You?
Yes, yes.
He thinks you're stupid, sire. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this. Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie went away. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I... Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should...
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco Neg.
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
Oh, people are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, the customers, the people who eat here, a lot of dock workers eat here. Sylvie told me everyone knows the dock workers did it.
Did the debarders themselves tell her this, or is it a rumor?
I don't really know. You'll have to ask her. I would suppose it's because they have nothing better to do.
Ну, линчуют не просто
You mean
так.
the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message.
Так, забастовку. То есть так он знает про забастовку, он говорит, что линчевателям просто нечего делать. Ну, у линчевателей есть мотив хотя бы это сделать. У него есть мотив у управляющего? Возможно, ну, почему? А почему девушка? Ладно, у меня есть еще...
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook he's been scribbling in.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
А как это я ему что-то должна, если он сегодня приехал?
Oh, you don't owe me shit. Well, officer, you're right. You don't owe me shit, you owe me...
We do not need to assert ourselves here. We only need instructions from him. This is the proprietor, remember?
You know, I get this all the time. Some hobo comes in here, or some backpacking arsehole off the boat. The next day, when they can't make their fees, they get aggressive. I just never thought I'd be in this shit with a cop. Please, just give me the money. Let's see. 3 nights at a tariff of 20 real comes to 60 real. Then there's the window you annihilated. The hole in the window was the first thing I saw when I came. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. Actually, more, but we'll round it down to 30 for your hard work maintaining the stability and order of Revachol. That's 60 plus 40 plus 30 equals 130 real. And yes, real is still money. What are you, brain damaged? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room or 8 bottles of potent blend and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really. Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take bribes, I guess. I'm sorry. I don't think...
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
Yes, it is.
10 плюс 10, 20, всего 40. Теперь с меня 90.
No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real.
The cafeteria manager stands silently, looking at the coppers on the counter. Isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have.
Так.
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't. If he doesn't have the money by tonight, then...
Officer, maybe you are better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them, ask for assistance.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it. But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere. In time or space? That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment.
Попробую.
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shout. This door can only be opened with a key or from the inside. Still no answer. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick glance. The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours.
The option to go to sleep becomes available every...
Kim also tries not to look at the pile of tape viscera on the carpet, or the the man is finding it hard not to trip on the tape, and not to send any of the bottles where unidentifiable sludge makes it hard for him to breathe. Smells of vomit in here. He nods. He takes a step toward the door.
Так. Так, вспомнила, нужно найти катушку с достаточно трагической песней. Это в баре много народу. Окей, у меня есть катушка с песней. Используйте сирации Кима, чтобы позвонить Сильве и спросить... Угу, окей. Должны оплатить. Окей, погнали.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache. But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of Revachol. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol is the most beautiful city in the world. We're fortunate to be here, you and I. I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world, though it has seen... Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Nope, sadly not. Revachol is what's called a zone of control, under an alliance of foreign powers called the Coalition. We have no government of our own, and what democracy we have...
Meaning, buying is voting.
Oh dear. And you were doing so well. There aren't any cops in Revachol, not in the traditional sense. The status of law enforcement has been a complicated matter. But we should stop for today, sweetie. You look like you need a break. Besides, I'm not the best.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. The rest of the world didn't like it, so they came and ended it. This was 42 years ago. Of course, sweetie, I really don't know how to explain it better. Someone more educated in sweeping matters. Maybe you should ask.
No, I'm not an encyclopedia. I won't be a guide either.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone rich, maybe? Wealthy people are educated. Though I don't know where...
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Зачем дают денежки?
Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway. Whatever do you mean? Ah, yes. Probably Roll With Me by the Fletchers. People often quote the Fletchers at me. Morel says it's my theme song. Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Поспрашивать богачей, образованные люди. Окей. Так. Давайте перемотаем назад. Пойдем по твоим пьяным следам назад до дома. Перепрыгнем через разведенный мост через канал к юго-западу отсюда. Упадем, поднимаемся, через 20 минут свернем с асфальтовой до... Так, перемотаем назад. Как будто бы дом есть, окей. Время исследования 4,5 часа. Нет, давай дом будем искать, короче. Да.
Yes? What do you want to know? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. Better still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the... Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? No, it's not a particularly mysterious case. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that. I'm relieved that you agree. Anyhow, let's get back to the case. Was there anything else you wanted to know? Good.
Погнали. Я надеюсь, я пока ничего не пропускаю.
The RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of police around here, that's all. Of course. What can I help you with? Me? I am just a gardener.
Okay.
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
I am pleased to meet you too. Of course. Where to? Oh, that's right.
Even all the way over here, there's a drop of death in the spring air.
It's just water. No, some shops and a bridge. The canal bridge leads to the coast, but it's broken, I think. Just coast. There's a little fishing village there, and a fish market. But that got closed down ages ago.
Okay, хорошо.
There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, the harbor gates. Some kind of commotion, I think. I don't follow the local politics. What do you mean? Yes, sir. District of Martinez. This...
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
No problem.
She's very well composed.
Me?
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something.
I'm working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been... Well, as you already know, there's a corpse there, hanging...
Don't worry, miss. We are here to...
Salts?
Me?
She hides it.
Is there?
The quickness of the reply certainly does not prove you wrong.
I am pleased to meet you too, of course.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the autopsy.
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Самые крепкие мужчины.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist culture, while your ancestors came to this island a mere three. Every school of thought and government has failed in the city, but I love it nonetheless. It belongs to me as much as it belongs to you. It's men like you who keep Revachol divided, making it that much harder for everyone to climb out of this.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, come on, man. I just said welcome to Revachol. It's a lorry driver thing.
I know exactly what you meant. You think my kind doesn't belong here, that I should watch myself and behave. But you see, I'm an officer of the RCN. It's actually my job to make sure you behave.
Silence. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
Так.
Whatever you say, officers.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high tar content cigarettes. Probably.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but
Приехал за грузом,
the
а
dock
докеры
workers are
решили
on
забраться
strike,
в
so
копию. Так, теперь
it's
только
a
сидеть
sit and
на
wait
жопе
on your ass
остается.
situation. Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
И по всему пора батареечки менять в моем прекрасном пультике вот этом вот, потому что что-то он отключается все чаще и чаще, поэтому сейчас буквально секунда и мы продолжаем. И для этого нужно достать самозарядные батареечки, чтобы подключить все это к новой схеме. Так. Отключаемся. Ну, скажем так, xbox-овский пад меня приятно удивил, хоть я и бухтела на него в первое время, потому что получается на одной паре батареек, обычном Duracell. К слову, сколько у них тут миллиампер-часов. Он, наверное, не будет писать. А ну да, они все-таки не литий-ион, они алкалайн. Поэтому немножко по-другому это все работает. Хуйню какую-то сморозила, не знаю я. Я в биологии не разбираюсь. Где здесь минус, где здесь плюс. У меня география тоже не мой любимый предмет. Плюсик. Надеюсь, действительно дело в разряженных батарейках, иначе у меня немножко, получается, нестыковка была. Сейчас проверим, конечно. Но я подозреваю, что я права, потому что уже пора, уже батарейки должны сдохнуть были. Уже, наверное, 2 или 3 недели я на них в батарейках играю. Как будто бы. Да, видимо, я права. Так, яблоки.
Yeah, apples.
I take it you had other questions? It's about biological determinism, natural law, the sorting of the races. Not the most popular topic nowadays, with a coalition in charge and all. You might want to change the topic. That is, bury your head under the sand like common sheep.
Так.
I'm not just racist. Look, I've read books, huh? The science of racial theory has all been proved,
Да,
even
раз
if
вот все
some
говорят, что
people
расовая теория
don't want to
доказана.
accept it.
Полностью согласна.
People who've studied these things say that you and me are superior by design. So, naturally, we Occidentals should be in charge. Obviously, you can see the merits in that. So, lately we Occidentals have experienced an unfortunate downturn when members of the superior race cease to believe in their innate superiority. They stop competing for resources.
Они перестают состязаться за ресурсы. Так, и что?
This concerns you, policeman, so you better be vigilant. The damn kips are showing up good lately. Same with the mosquitoes. And the other intruder species too. They're on the precipice of cultural victory.
Cultural victory? What is this then?
Так. Ага.
It's what the kips of Boogie Street are going for, right under our noses. And the others too, on the radio. Heard any chansons lately? Heard any motetos or leader? No. Dominating culture is how they plan to win. This, it's true. Also, you need to realize the dangers of mixing races. Who knows what might happen if people don't stay in their birthplace? You might end up with a new sub-race, with unknown characteristics,
Блин, нет,
leading
ну с
to extra
расистами я
competition.
не по пути,
Go
на
right
самом
ahead.
деле.
You may be a cop, but that won't help you.
Lieutenant Kitsuraga's stern expression remains unchanged. But not a lot of moral fiber on this one yet, he
Так,
thinks,
стержень
wriggled
у
out
него
of
там
it.
нету какого-то. Лейтенант выключился как червяк. Так.
Welcome to Frit. Feel free to look around or something. Everything is out on the shelves.
What's that magazine she's reading?
I don't know. Frit? I think they think that the extra T makes it funkier. It doesn't.
The story goes that normal Fritta, with 2 T's, a men's workwear shop in Vredefort, was already taken. So when Fritta Retail Inc. grew into a multinational corporation, they had to add an extra letter to avoid trademark infringement.
Okay.
You mean this? This is Pop Stars. It's got, like, famous people in it. It's not for sale.
Looks like it also has something called Police de la Mode, featured on page 34. This speaks to you.
It's where they rate different outfits famous people wear. It's kind of funny. They're kind of mean. It's about who's the most stylish. No. I don't like it. I hate it.
We are not the fashion police. We're the real police.
Okay. I'm not really supposed to be chatting to anyone, but... I don't really know anything. I mean, I know it's there, but I haven't seen it, so... I don't...
No need to worry. It's just standard procedure for us to ask around. If you hear anything, let us know, okay?
Okay. Not really. No. I didn't know him at all. I don't know really long. Uh-huh. Reality. You mean?
She is like a student unexpectedly called upon.
I don't really know anything. I mean, I'm 15.
Ну, когда как насчет физической реальности, давайте немножечко свернем в сторону PDF-файлов. Ужас какой. Возможно, это я просто только так прочитала это.
Yeah, that's why I'm working my arse off in Frit. So I guess, like, that's economic. I don't know. What about it? Our government? Or do you mean something else? Sorry, I really need to finish this article. When ordinary people take over the government and demand democracy. Yeah, it happened like 50 years ago or so. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. At history, I mean. Cool.
The tear machine stands in the corner.
Oh, that's the tear machine. It's a machine for tear. You know, you find tear outside, like bottles. You need a bag, I guess. We used to have some. Feel free to use it if you find a bag, though.
Что, бутылки будем сдавать, чтобы денег заработать?
You see several packaged raincoats fill a low shelf beneath a display. The packages are small, discreet, sloppily stacked, making them easier to take unnoticed. No need to worry about knocking over a display.
What is what? If you want to buy one, then it's only 4 real.
Her attention is drawn to the raincoats. Stealing.
Так, пока очень интересно. Денег подобрала. На бомжичек. Кто-то смотрит сверху наверняка.
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though. Maybe it's got something to do with the flask he reaches for from time to time.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival.
Блин, я
They come,
прикидываюсь
they want
реально
to do
каким-то
our job for shittier
ЦПшником.
pay,
Мне потом
screwing over both
ачивку
themselves
в
and us.
Стиме дадут. Я
Everybody
ЦПшник.
loses.
Ничего против ЦП не имею. Люди, все люди прекрасные, любимые, ценимые. Всех люблю. Остановись. Ну, на Твиче все равно забанили.
Beats me. Somewhere in the ground, I think. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess, personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have
Ну,
gotten something.
антистачникам обычно плачут больше, но, вот, возможно, в этой вселенной нет. Эти скотба орут на улице, пришли, умоляют, может что-нибудь получить.
We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This lot would be reasonable and go home if the big guy wasn't riling them up all the time. I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, let us cop for less money. Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the wild north? Come to see the strife? My friend, I respect the right to roam. The open range awaits. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage. The passage grants itself.
If it's all so simple, why don't the strikebreakers just go up the stairs?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead and go in. Yeah, the 2.5 meter tall Semini supremacist is there. Walk right past him, then press the button to unlock the door, then go past him again, and you enter the arbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not completely impossible. For example, you could best Measurehead in a physical confrontation.
Okay.
Or you could convert to a Semini supremacist worldview. Or, maybe it actually is completely impossible.
Или ты мог бы принять его за минский российский образ мышления или разваливают его усы, и правда совершенно невозможно. Ведь брал верх над... О, вот это, кстати, хороший может быть вопрос. Пытался принять его образ мысли.
Not yet, no. He's incredibly strong. Jean-Luc himself would say the philosophy has proven overly heroic for the scabs to convert to. Not enough intuition. Sure. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. I don't believe you. Post Laventurier said the same thing. They tried to get me to be their postman. So fun, so easy, they said. It's just walking. It wasn't. I'm doing much better here at the harbor. Being an honest union man with a lot of free time on his hands. You know, serious business. I'm sure the big boss will be glad to tell you. You'll have to ask him first.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike too. Just can't break the command structure and tell you now.
Может нарушить условную иерархию, сказать об этом сейчас. Окей. Что ж. Спасибо.
Nobody betrays your degeneracy.
Блин, я походу сейчас...
Yeah, Measurehead. His body totally betrays his degeneracy.
You have succumbed to Al-Ghul. You reek of it. An invisible sword of Al-Ghul emerges from your throat. You cannot see it, but others can. It is making the woman in my company sick.
It's not good.
It's like a rat crawled into your stomach, got drunk and drowned.
Yes, Al-Ghul.
He means alcohol.
Correct. By small, Al-Ghul is an ancient Ilmaran.
Intentionally fermented drinks have existed for 10,000 years.
Your life and the life of your race revolve around Al-Ghul. It has everything to do with why you're here. No, you don't. You need to get another drink. Occidental Haplogroup B4.
Does this remind you of someone? The guy down there?
Так.
look at my chronology. I am the pinnacle of my haplogroup. The pink blob is a bad example, even of yours. You gave the world eugenics, electricity, and powerful weapons of war like missiles and aerostatic aircraft. You dominated lesser cultures, like the deformed Hemians and the inexplicably potato-obsessed Khoikos. But now your ascent to the genetic summit has halted. You are obsessed with sadness, and with frivolous, you will be superseded. Isn't that?
It is, baby, yeah.
There is a button right behind him, just out of reach. It must be the one that opens the door to the harbor.
Enough with this begging. You should leave the stage of history with bring your troops to the Seminine Islands and to Boogie Street, and we will pulverize you. When you are gone, the walls will be lined with bottles of Al Ghul, your beloved beverage. Inside, we will store the odes to homosexuality you call art, and your microcephalic skulls.
Микроцефалические. Well, я пыталась прочитать. Спасибо, шрифт, для деменции, хотела сказать. Для дислексии.
There may be a peaceful solution to this. You could internalize. Well, not as such. What you do with a mastery of advanced race theory is up to you. You could reject the finding. Ask what kind of races there are first. Classification is core to this stuff.
Do you?
The lieutenant looks toward the harbor's electronic door, and
you are obviously a liberal, Sayeret. A polyculturalist. I can see it from your love of microtechnology. There are 3 categories of race. Type A, the heroic races. Type B, the servile races. And the vile CF race cauldron of pederasty. Which one do you need education on? I knew you would go straight for the vile cauldron. Everyone does. You need to first
Yeah, I mean, otherwise, it just won't make any...
Yes, it would seem...
Those are the Simonese, the Areopagite, and the Occidentals, excluding the Maun, of course. The Maun are riddled with eczema to the point where they find it impossible to smile.
Я не знала,
They
что
are
от
all
смешения можно
lactose
перестать
intolerant.
молочко пить.
A receding genetic pool has led the Maun on reprehensible street parades in Maun cities like Stadskanal and Fredefort, wearing wooden clogs on their feet and little green tassels on their hats.
Фредефорд, обувная деревянная башмаки, а к шляпам прицепляя зеленые кисточки. Блять, сейчас вот ад был для дислексика. Если этот шрифт должен мне помогать, то у меня реально, походу, дислексия. Истощившийся генофонд привел к тому, что мауны устраивают достойное порицание уличные парады в таких маонских городах, как Стадсканал, Канал и Фредефорд, обувая деревянные башмаки, к шляпкам прицепляя зеленые кисточки. Окей.
The Vespertines and Messenians of Vesper and Messina, the ancient Meteorans of Meteo by the golden Pisantic Sea, the Suren of Sur-la-Clé, and even the North Königsteiners, all have type race propensities.
Тайнцы, всех их можно отнести к расам типа А. Ёбаный рот. Ладно, если, ну, типа, я вот это, ну, типа, прохожу, мне нравится, ну, типа, это новелла, сидишь себе, читаешь, кайфуешь, медленное повествование, как, ну, правда, как книжечку хорошую читаешь. Но Ну, я была придумать, ну, вот такие сложные названия. Это, наверное, чтобы как раз-таки, наоборот, я не вдавалась в подробности, а то я не старалась запомнить.
The other
Не знаю.
large mondial
Так, представители еще
civilization,
одной
the
крупной мировой
Mesk, are
цивилизации
too yellow and
мескийцы.
oleaginous to
Слишком
count as
желтые
a
и
heroic
маслянистые, чтобы
race.
считаться героической
True,
расой.
they are
Но они
violent and
жестоки,
expansionist,
склонны к политике
but they have a
экспансионизма, но у
glandular
них
problem.
проблемы с секрецией. Проводят себе пальцем по лицу. Плакать не могут.
Overproduction of sebum.
Перепроизводство кожного сала.
Sebum
Кожное
is
сало
leaking
проникает
into
им
their
в мозг и
brains,
заставляет слушать
making them
музыку
listen to El Mariachi music, eat toxic minced meat-based food,
песту, пищу
which
из
in
мясного
turn
фарша,
only
которая лишь
produces more sebum.
увеличивает выработку сала. Я думала, секреция это в целом выделение... ну, наверное, да, наверное, это сало. Я просто думала про секрецию, типа, как слезы. Ну, типа, ладно. А где в этой системе находятся семенницы? Семенинцы. И ареопагиты.
As proven by the Maun and the Mesk, Occidental type A is in retrograde. The Semenese and the Areopagites are on the ascent. The Areopagites are sleek, long-headed. The Semenese are powerful, mesomorphic. The former is an immutable progenitor, unchanged since the Super Isola of Pericarnassus. Ancient brains rest in their slender skulls.
Как мне повысить уровень? Я пока для энциклопедии, у меня тут, типа, я тут все повышаю, а у меня все равно интеллект выше пятерочки не скакнет. Скорость реакции, окей,
The latter is perfected. Type B are the unheroic races, amorphous non-competitors of the great race. The Koikos and the Vacholier, they are mud.
The Koikos of Grad, Yugo, Zhimsk, Shest et al. Are what you would call white officer in a suspect description.
Goiko is...
To an untrained eye, the Koiko appear white and pinkish, like a ham sandwich. But look into their eyes and you will see. Pinkness is a racial quality that has to be earned through centuries of advanced ballistic warfare and cultural domination. That the Koiko, the countless micronationalities of Grad, are all inexplicably obsessed with potard.
Wouldn't he be one for ethnostates?
The Vacholians, halfway between Tipa and the Racial Cordon. Two mixed to know right from wrong. You tried your degenerate little revolution, which was the single greatest failure committed by humans in our...
Is it 82,000 years that we've been recording history? You have very little idea of what is happening. But that seems a little off.
The revolution came to Ravachol from Grad, in Zarath-ridden potato carts. It is literally an illness, a prion disease that leaves the parietal and frontal lobe ridden with holes. The revolution is fatal familial insomnia, a hereditary prion condition passed from the Koiko to the Occidentals. But not sexually. Probably through trade routes and potate acid. The prime component enough of Tibet mediocre tips. CF are a museum of failed chimeric experiments and tragic maladaptations. They are tortured creatures waiting to be put to sleep. Your morbid interest in them were lesser races like the Mosquito, a grotesque mixture of a Mesk woman and a Semenese man. Only possible if the mother is Mesk and the father Seminese. The other way around, they fail to produce offspring.
Так мать должна быть мискика, окей.
The mosquito is born sterile, like a donkey. All they have left is to ride customized motor carriages with hydraulic suspension.
It seems unlikely that two human beings produce genetically sterile offspring.
You are right. You have misunderstood. You lack basic. Then there is the
Семено-Койкская Гойда.
Are you sure you wish to know of the Семено-Койки Chimera? It is not an aesthetic sight.
Это не самое приятное зрелище.
That is understandable. Were there more fortunate tips you needed to be educated about? You understand nothing. To solve the great race enigma, you have to first ask yourself, what is the race enigma? You have not even worded the mystery, let alone solved it.
Спросить себя, что такое великая расовая загадка. Ты даже не облег тайну в слова, не говоря уже о том, чтобы раскрыть ее.
We will see.
Access to the Union is important for our investigation, but there may be another way in, without becoming a race theoretician.
Lost, though. I cannot possibly imagine what else we have to discuss, Tibere Vasholian. Your love for disco music and venereal disease? Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race enigma runs much deeper than that.
Okay. Там ты все равно им служишь.
Mr. Clare is a man of vision and means. He has the will to confront polycultural capital. Something your race, naivistic communists, never did.
Так, чё? Не-не-не-не-не, в смысле? Минус 1 к логике? Может тогда это остановить? Временный бонус за исследование. Так. Мне это нахуй не нужно. На самом деле. +1 к энциклопедии — это хорошо. У меня и так там туман в голове.
Also, to serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Jam. Individualism. You have gotten these ideas from degenerate youth culture, have you not? You have picked them up from rock and roll songs? Offshoots of the Seminese people invented disco while having sex under the influence of cocaine. It is a shame upon my race. But what is done is done. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Seminese race. The South Island race, haplogroup A4A. We are the rightful masters of the Insulindian archipelago. We descend from the Areopagites of ancient Pericarnassus. We are the future. I am a descendant. The narrow streets of Ulumbuir are with me in my genetic dreams. I see young Simonese women walk into the grey mass on Ile de Fantôme, waiting on immaculate conception from the pay. No, I have heard about it on the radio.
Cool. Хоть на самом деле ты не семьянин, просто из Ривашола.
Yes.
This could have made him more open to discussing the race enigma with you.
Возможно, тебе следует рассказать тебе о расовой загадке. Теперь он будет... Так.
There is nothing funky about them. There are three I cannot possibly imagine. Racists are generally not very good examples of their race.
Welcome to Revachol. You hear him yell, he must think redheads are immigrants.
I am not like them. I am craniometric perfection. I have taken the trouble to permanently draw a phrenologic grid on my skull and features. This should dispel.
The drawings are precise and look true to their pseudo-scientific ambitions. One thing, however, it is not entirely free of throwbacks in the phylogenetic tree. His large jaw, for example, could be a trait indicative of criminalism. Also, his earlobes could be smaller.
Your silence betrays your inferiority. You do not have a reply. You should enter a deep race slumber. Perhaps in 4,000 years there is need.
I think this racist is better than the last.
Я думаю,
but
что
the next
расизм лучше
racist will be the
предыдущего, а
really good
следующий
one.
расизм будет по-настоящему хороший.
That will be the...
There always is.
Race is reality. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. Mr. Clare is a man of vision and mean. Of course you are, Revacholian man. The failure of communism above all. Rampant multinational finance still reigning large. Tell me, where have you gotten your love of pathetic communism from? Degenerate youth culture? Oh, stop explaining yourself. No one... Of course, I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the inevitable cultural victory of the Simonese ray. I can see that. I am a descendant. Good.
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty, everyone. cops are here.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause. Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Rights of people. Rights of workers. To have gainful employment. To make a salary. And
his manner of speaking is wooden. The tone of voice bland and uninspired. Almost as if compiling replies from a set of learned phrases.
Might be time. Don't let the fat bastards tread on you. Cops tend to side with the... I don't trust cops. Maybe you should ask them the questions. Like, why we're not allowed to make a living here. We have families to feed, you piece of shit.
So do we, Scott.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the Hob.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leadership?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market, the rules of the economy, because they were
given a job to do!
Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight measure head first. Return if you fail.
We were promised work. We'd be in there, working, if the bastards hadn't shut the gates. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open. Try to get in through the secretary's office. Doors locked. The guards blocked the way to the access panel. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or whatever he is. Like civilized folk, you mean? These native fucks don't understand civilized.
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home, at least for now, if you can't get in anyway.
No! They will give up eventually. Have fun. Union shits are on full strike. Don't think they're going to let you through the gates. I know nothing about a murder. Wouldn't put it past these harbor bugs. They'd do anything to stay alive.
Right to work!
It's shameful. Cops doing nothing. You should bring backup, open up the gates for us. Blockading gainful employment for workers is a crime.
We are not picking a side in this just yet.
Pity.
Let us!
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags. The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
We could try using a pry bar. There's one in my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He might also have information.
Я бы денег решу, я бы попросила бы у него. Так, надо одеть перчаточки.
The corpse looks. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The
active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
Так, активное разложение. Тьма принимает колосок ткани. Окей.
He's about to blow. Cop's gonna blow, Kuno.
Так, о чем мне по стойкости?
Active decay. It's okay to
He's about to blow. Cop's gonna blow.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth. More. Too late. Until the smell of Commodore Red.
Keep it. The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head, if you can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor. I can't handle the headache.
It's more likely he can handle the smell, unlike you.
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell. If she doesn't have any, there might...
Acquiring ammonia will provide a mod...
Мне нужны деньги.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing. Glad you asked. When junior researcher...
Kuno's got this.
If there ever was such a thing...
Oh yeah, Nappa Gumpy, Kuno.
Can't talk, pig. Shit's coming up strong.
Shit coming up strong. That, I mean drugs. The kid's on drugs.
Yeah, Kuno, right then.
Kuno's riding at sea.
The rake, Kuno. You should throw
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. The fuck are you talking about?
He's calling us Kuno. He says we're fucking each other.
We shouldn't do anything. I don't tempt. You will see.
The language these kids are using. Pure, unfettered. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnails. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear?
Noted.
Heavy workers' boots with reinforced... Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear? Maybe more than 12. No. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in them. 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. 3. Hobnailed work boot. 4. Standard work boot. Number 45 or 5. Another standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. 6. An aberration. Light as air. Even pace. Same make of boot, but number 41. Impossible to tell. could also have been an adolescent. The gate 7, the glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep, 8, and yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration.
How many? I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? A woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else? 200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be...
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
Нет, следов.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher or between 2 men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see? Interesting. Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer? No, it's not. Forget I said it. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right. We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect. Seems prudent, no?
Лучше держать около строса этой пробкой. Вдруг на глаза придется потенциальный подозреваемый. Мне кажется, это разумно.
You're right. Let's keep a low profile. A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided.
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashon. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was...
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken...
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, these appeared...
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over. The lieutenant's eyes narrowed.
Either way. What else?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind... There it is. You see a shabby little door.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Магниевая добавка, которая втирает в грудь. Окей.
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether you should go for it, well, it doesn't seem too dangerous. 2 meters top.
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hold? The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at that machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking into it, or it could be that we are just exploring.
Okay. Так, пока я нихуя не понимаю, но опять же, все очень-очень интересно.
Be still, my beating heart. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. But that there was an interesting find. An alternative path into the harbor.
Немножечко денежек подсобираем.
There he still is, looking right through you with...
Я про будущее там почитать. Мысль с помощью радиотехнологий. Intrigue. Я заинтригована.
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. Its coin slot is full of fossilized bubblegum. A thick layer of graffito covers the lens. That's Kuno. Under the graffito, you know this to be the start. Around the large wooden building, you see the metal feels cold and wet. And
probably some kids.
A simple but clever solution to ruin. worn and beaten wooden planks of the bed.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
Before you stands a motor carriage. Vapor emanates. This must be the infernal. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio, a scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. The frequency tableau, like the soft purr.
This is Precinct 57.
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct 57.
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye.
Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in.
The man uses relay code. You got this.
10-4, message received. 10-18, state your message, sir.
О, подожди, да кому я позвонила? Окей.
Ten 9, over. 10-4, message received. This is...
Is it him? What does he want?
Says he lost his badge and needs to...
He what? He lost his badge?
Who lost his badge?
Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not defend yourself immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other policemen before him and...
Oh god damn it! Is he fucking...
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation...
Mullen dicked us.
Ten-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge. Over.
Да, что-то, короче, не то с... Непонятно с чем, но что-то у меня этот пад перестает работать. Не знаю, может, с блютузом какие проблемы, еще что-то. Интересно. Ну, короче, какие-то проблемы. Я прям немножко расстроена. Не могу понять, в чем дело. Может, у меня игра уже такая, типа, иди в жопу.
Fuck me. Matt,
what's going on?
Super Cop here lost his badge.
He lost his what?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to please stop saying he lost his badge.
Why? Did he find it?
Sergeant Person was wondering if you found your badge yet.
You don't have a...
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his...
Sergeant Orson wants to know if you lost your...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, do you? Okay, it's gone. You're...
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your...
Lying? Over the phone?
He says he didn't.
Thank God for that. That would have been a nightmare. Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to find it, and fast. We can't have some gangbanger running around with it.
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need further assistance? Over. 10-4, I hear you. I don't have the authority to enter.
What does he want now?
He's asking for money.
Is he fuck?
I don't think he is.
Don't give that asshole anything.
Right. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says it's important to...
He isn't getting a...
Request denied, sir. Over. Anything else, sir? Over.
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you...
10-4, sir. I'm not hearing your question.
Does he actually want something, or is he hell-bent on this?
He asked if he ever could.
For God's sake, cut this shit out! Tell...
Sir, Satellite Officer Vikmar says... So, was there anything else? 10-4.
Hold up, Jules. He doesn't...
Seems like it, sir.
No, fuck him. Don't tell him anything. You understand?
He's... Sorry, sir. Anything more I can do for you? Over. Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
This is Precinct 50. Of course. What is her number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is...
Received.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little rhythm.
Officer? Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honest?
Why not?
What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring Gar into this. It's none of your business.
Well, okay.
God, why can't you just mind your own...
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. Yes, I know who you are.
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important to you in the past.
Oh, no.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours?
Так.
Right. It's better to not ask too many questions.
Please, no. Not this again. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and... you were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and...
Oh, those again. You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun, on your temple and pretend to shoot your brains out? I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall," painting them red. I won't be seeing it, cause these are my brains. I can't see without my brains.
Я понимаю, алкаша,
Very nice
интроверта и все
visuals
такое. Типа, это грустно, это непонятно. Красным все перемазать, я этого не увижу. Без мозгов зрение не работает. Отлично визуально, охуенно. Вот просто прекрасно.
Me neither. No, please, no more suicide threats.
There are way more inventive ways than a gun to leave this world. There is silence on the other end of the line.
No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks cannot lie and guns can't buy money, but money can always buy guns.
Деньгами кричали, что это бабос не подводит и деньги за пушки не купишь.
It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask. No, not me. No, sorry, I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the union's phone.
So the union has a phone, and there's one phone.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the union already knew about the corpse. No one calls the police. The union would get angry. You know, what the union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
У них все свои.
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto policed by the dock workers' union.
Почему вы допустили?
I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get in trouble with the others. With the union. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, go on. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags, when she was still working there.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. Just made me want to quit. The stuffed bird, the great skua.
Ну, я так и знала, что он
threw it
что-то
against the wall while screaming, "Fuck that!" I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. It was a pretty bird, there since I started working in whirling. I really liked her. Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I have seen so many assholes in this place. I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing booze. Once a guy was glued to the karaoke machine every night for... Well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting... Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to on repeat. No more. I hate it. We Go On by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. You've turned it into a parody. To hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. An experiment to see how bad it can get in there. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me understand. And then you screamed something about how you're actually a real cool guy. And no one understands it. One of the coolest guys there is. And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen. I won't even mention you. The ones I had to... Damn it, I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little thing I do. Especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault for losing them.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened. Wait, really? No, this is absolutely not true. I like Guard. I really do. No, I was actually flattered. I've always liked him. It was just bad time.
There's a pause. You can almost see her on the other side.
I didn't know what to say to him later. Then you came and destroyed the place. So I left without explaining. Okay, but please don't mess it up. Please don't take out your all sorts of things. Some disco, rock too. Yes, that's the one you like to sing along to the most. The later...
Interesting. You still have to find a copy, though, before you can blast it. You hear a sigh of relief
Anything else I can help you with, officer?
As always, it's DJ Mesh and Felicio, and you're listening to Street Freaks FM, bringing you the hottest, the nastiest, the most vulgar.
A flock of seagulls takes off right away. The lieutenant reaches into the cabin and turns off the radio.
Someone must have been messing with the radio, or maybe picked up a random frequency. You wanted a prime line, right? Oh, is that what it was called?
Go for it. Turn the radio back on while it's still on the...
Nothing to get into, really. But sure, let's focus on the important things.
This is Precinct 57. 57's over and out.
In the cabin, you see a metallic drawer slides out from under the seat.
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of...
It's robust, lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The handle, you can do the part useful for opening all. The pull-out toolbox slides back into it. The white suede. Your fingers waste no time closing around the handle. Clutch disengaged. Release the handle. Clutch drops. Right foot yearns for the familiar touch of at the bottom of the sea. So strange. The machine is not on the bottom of the sea at all. It's right in front of you. You feel an uninterrupted connection to the mechanics. Of course, it's only in your head. The handle is put in the cabin. You see a set. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks as if startled.
There's no use pressing the heat button. It won't start without the ignition key.
Translation. We're not going anywhere.
Hello again, officer? Sure. I'm done. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible...
Найдите свой пистолет. Блять, пиздец. Да, это по-любому поможет. На самом деле.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything, from clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and almost sick. It comes free with a six-pack. The sentiment is...
Can I help you? Wait, what? Yes, the bird. I found it lying on the floor with a broken... You broke the skewer!
I assure you it was him.
Why on earth did you have to break the skewer? I can't believe it. I was so sure it was Sylvie. Even worse, I thought she was
a tender type of hope.
All right. Did she say anything else? About me, you know? Did she say anything about me? Really? I should give her a call then. Thanks, I guess.
We were sort of hoping there would be a gun.
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
Thank you for clearing that up.
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with a...
Well, yes. Us...
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Prod at him and find out.
What do you need?
It concerns the case. Please...
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood. As you okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call. The man puts his cup down and replies some. He smiles and bangs his. It's almost like music. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen.
The winch. Outside. In the backyard. Remember? No?
Well, if there was a winch...
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch.
Я уже теряюсь в
The
том, что
stainless
происходит,
old
поэтому
cobalt
пора уже
leads to a
завершать
side
это.
building. The door does not.
Так. Вход в потайной коридор. Ладно, это можно потом порешать. Не, я уже, реально мозги плавятся.
An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Дверной звонок.
This button looks new, but...
This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
Потом посмотрим на эту табличку.
There he still is, looking right.
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow Kuno!
Я ж соли добыла. Как мне этого трупака-то надо снять как-то? Блин. Не, я тут немножко подзастряну, походу. Так, мне, по идее, можно соли эти положить. Окей, я поняла. Но мозги у меня пока плавятся. Пока все, говорю, очень интересно. Давай попробуем подняться сюда наверх. Смотреть, что там наверху, может, что-то удастся. Немножечко бомжара получаю.
Can't you see I'm throwing rocks? Fuck no, Kuno.
Fast. This kid has got street smarts.
All right, entertain the Kuno.
The kid moves his hands like a bot.
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig
This is where you quickly ask him questions.
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone. Probably climbed. You heard Kuno, I don't know. Mesk or I don't...
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't...
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around.
Yeah, you tell the faggot.
You're...
Get lost,
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his... Look at that fucking... Fuck does Kuno know?
The lieutenant...
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it, Kuno!
Dunno. Keep that garden.
Kipped is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Erie...
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno... Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just says shit.
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March anyway? Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Maybe, yes, it seems suspicious. You don't like things being like that. Suspicious.
Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get Kuno killed. Fuck does Kuno...
The lieutenant...
It's a trap, Kuno! Don't climb it!
Don't be wondering about Kuno's shit, pig. Yes, absolutely, yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in? Shit, get the fuck...
You can't do that, Kuno.
Pigs can't displace. Can't do that teleport shit. How did you like it in there, pig, old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit. It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking...
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno! He's gonna use it against you, Kuno!
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes...
Fuck you, pig! Don't do mag! You're gonna OD...
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno ride...
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle.
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape. Yeah, Kuno plays on snuff radio. Fucks pigs. Live. Fucked, is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that. Don't sweat it, drunk pig. Kuno will keep your nasty secrets. Kuno's not snitching.
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably... Yeah, that conclusively
Of course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly, pig. Not for you, pig. Kuno can't wait to see you.
Kuno can't...
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Kuno's Kuno, pig?
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that bullshit at trying to get Kuno.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno! Help! Run!
Help! He's got the Kuno!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Yeah? Get out of here before the Kuno...
Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass out of here, fat boy, before Kuno fucks you.
Bang!
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into... You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks. This trash container is locked. The slide with a well-oiled... Don't. Maybe you shouldn't. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
You see milk and egg rest with one. You've done this before. The movements are recorded in... A box falls into pieces in your hands. Among the threadbare kitchen as the legs of
the victim's clothes. Drop them in here. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pocket empty. The belt is missing. That's it.
Something slimy catches your eye. A drab, long-sleeved shirt.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is
the rest of the rags are...
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in. Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked.
The lieutenant nods, then looks... It's just organic waste. What's this? A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's something larger. A clipboard.
Officer, is that your paperwork? Yes, it is. Look, if you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash? Well, lucky we found it. You should take stock of what remains, just to be sure some has not made it into the hands of the RCM's adversary. It would also not hurt to...
Some items, such as the ledger you found...
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly only in it.
You've acquired an interactive...
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. The container sounds a muffled gong. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. The container sounds a muffled gong. It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful... There's a piece of... It's a meth... Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it.
Пожалуй, на сегодня хватит. Типа... Я поняла прикол игры, но у меня уже немножко начинает ехать кукуха от обилия информации. Мне уже становится немного скучно читать то, что там происходит. игра максимально интересная, как на мой вкус, но типа в эту шизу надо погружаться дозированно. Вот, в этот контент надо дозированно погружаться, поэтому пока вот это вот так вот будет выглядеть. В целом, ну что, играть в это приятно. Играть в это приятно, играть в это классно. Пока я, наверное, вот на видосах, на роликах графоний казался более, что ли, более интересным казался. Вот, наверное, другого слова просто не могу найти. Простите, скудные словарные запасы, дислексия меня когда-нибудь достанут. Я думаю, в следующий раз пройдемся, продвинемся дальше. Я почитаю, в принципе, про прохождение что-то, потому что, мне явно понадобится помощь. Честь и хвала первопроходцам, тот, кто прошел эту игру до конца, без помощи, мне, скорее всего, помощь понадобится. Ну, что играть за полицейского алкаша с потерей памяти, мне приходится впервые. Это вам не за Ведьмака гулей отрубать. Поэтому на сегодня, я думаю, все. Вам в любом случае спасибо. Те, кто заходил, те, кто просматривал. Заходите там в телеграм-каналы всякие. Это классно, это весело. Я там ничего не пощу, поэтому просто подпишитесь. Пусть у вас где-нибудь в архиве лежит. Буду держать вас в курсе насчет происходящего далее. И до